My husband Richard and I are real estate investors. We have been for some time, well over 10 years. We have, like most people, tried rental properties. We flipped houses, and we never seemed to make as much money as we hoped to. We didn't like being landlords, and we always felt like we were spending money, sinking money into repairs for rental houses and things. And back in 2018, I came across the Slowflip idea of investing in real estate, and I was excited. Like, I knew I loved it. I wanted to learn more. So I set off trying to understand the process. Along the way, through a network of investors, I met Antonio, and I was asked him one day, could I take you out to lunch and can we talk about Slowflips? I want to learn more. I know that you own some and I want to hear about it. So took him to lunch that day. So glad I did. Learned a lot of information from him, answered my questions. Really was ready to get the ball rolling. So fortunately, he actually had 2 houses for sale. So I bought not just one, but 2 Slowflips from him and closed on them in August. So those were my first 2 Slowflips. I was excited and scared, but knew this was going to be great. And in fact, it was. So my husband and I set out to buy as many houses as we could, as fast as we could. So I'm happy and I'm proud to say that last month, this past August, we closed on our 20th Slowflip, which also happens to be from Antonio, which is funny. And we have been fortunate enough to close on another one since. So now we own 21 Slowflips, actually 22 because we converted one of our rental houses into a Slowflip, which is great because passive income is amazing. My husband and I are seeing about 35% return on investment. We're watching our retirement grow. We no longer worry about our retirement. We've been fortunate to be able to remodel the inside of our house recently. We breathe easier, we see our money grow, and we're really excited about it. And I'm so glad I came across this idea. And if you're interested in trying it at all, go for it. It works. Thank you.
There you have it. So anybody want to get the free blueprint, to go to slowflipformula.com/checklist. Breaks down the blueprint, free guide. This breaks down everything. So finding cash buyers, markets, property structure, all right? How to set up your slow flip deals, the whole 9. Anybody have any questions? You can follow me on IG. Follow me on IG right here.
Follow him on Instagram.
Yep, and Q&A. I think some few, yes.
Do you have any for sale?
Yes, I do.
Is it possible to do a slow flip with hard money loan?
Like you raising hard money to, yeah. Long as
Because they give you like typically 1 year period.
Well, are you talking about like a national hard money company?
Yes.
No.
No, it has to be your own PMO.
The reason why I say that is because, well, for our model, we buy 60K and under, but not most, it's 75K minimum loan amount.
They have a low threshold. They wouldn't lend on anything.
But if you buy 100,000 on a property and you want to be in 30-year debt or 20-year debt, then that'll work.
Yeah. A regular bank will give you the loan. If it's 100K.
Remember, this is an exit strategy.
What can you explain what exactly the land contract that you were doing? It's my first time hearing that.
Yeah, so it's, some people call it a land contract, some people call it agreement for deed, installment sale contract. So basically, it's a contract, it's a note. It's basically a note where you're spelling out the terms. So when I say like 99,000 plus interest, 3K down, so they say the total price was 99,000. And they gave me 3,000 down. It'd say total price 99,000, down payment 3,000, balance 96,000. So that monthly payment, I have to work around the $96,000 balance to get me at the course of 30 years. It have the percentage rate, I have you as the seller, them as the buyer. It's basically a note that's over the course of 30 years.
But the title still stays in your name.
Yes, that's the power of that particular document. Versus doing traditional owner financing, the deed gets transferred over to the buyer. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because I will have to foreclose them like a real buyer, which can take, probably here in Cali, it's probably 2 years, right? But in these other markets, it's up to a year. Versus 2 to 3 months for an eviction, I can use the agreement for deed. What was that?
At the end of the 30 years, it's gonna, they're gonna own it, right?
Correct.
So that means that in order for you to, say you want to build your retirement, hopefully 30 years from now, you're still
I like the way you're thinking, yeah.
Yeah,
true.
So what are you gonna do? Like you keep growing that to make sure that, whatever fall off, exchange hands,
You replace it with another one.
Yeah, just keep buying more. I haven't been doing this 30 years yet, so yeah, I don't know, man.
Bro, the way you look, I don't know, you gonna live fast. You're gonna need a lot of slow flips, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. But I'll tell you more when I get there, man. So I'm speculating because I haven't reached that 30-year mark. But I have had a couple buy me out in the pandemic. They was getting those checks from the government. I thought about it, and my other guy, I have some Scott and some people that buy Slowflips. They had few people bought them out in the pandemic too. But it was just a lump sum. So if I sold it to them for 99 and their balance was, say 3 years later in 2021, 95,000 and change, and I bought it for 40K, I'm just getting that lump sum. So I just go buy me 2 more Slowflips. Yeah, it's just a good problem to be in, even though I didn't want them to buy me out, but they still can buy you out. Yeah. Yeah.
They came to some money, they won the lottery, whatever. It's still a win-win for him anyway.
It's hard to beat this. It's hard to beat this model, man. Even in the worst case, in the bad scenarios, from evictions to my client's house caught on fire last March. He paid. You remember when Anthony? He was walking. He said he paid $58K for a property. That house caught on fire last March.
So you had to get a forced payout.
Yeah. So he ended up getting $115,000 from the insurance company, and he sold it to a fixer flipper for $60K.
So you
All
made
within.
money and they made money.
Yeah.
Y'all both made money. Yeah.
So when it comes to picking your market for slow flips, what are the 3 things that you look for?
Yeah, what metrics you look at?
Price. That's a great question. Price points, the rents, population. As long as it's like in a.
Million plus, right? Million or more or no?
No, not necessarily. So I mean, let's say like St. Louis. It's a great cash flow city. We may not buy in St. Louis all the time, but like the surrounding areas, it's like 20 minutes out, that are like random cities, but they're still kind of St. Louis-y, right? Yeah. So my next stop would be Indiana, FYI. Indiana, that's my next stop. That's my next stop.
What was the minimum
Price
population you said?
A few 100,000.
Okay.
A few 100,000.
Nothing too low where it's too
Not like
low.
Cali, man, like LA. That's we have millions and millions.
Well, with us, when we do flips, it's
Yeah.
different. You need a million or more, major metropolitan. For yours, it could be substantially less, no problem.
Yep.
Okay, so,
Yep.
sorry, price, population, what was the first one?
And rents. Rents. Because it's crazy. You can go on some of these markets. I know I gotta go, right? No, my time's up.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. All right. You can look at it's abundance of these in a lot of like major markets or surrounding areas that you can look on Zillow and you be like, damn, that's 40,000, and you look on the rents estimate, and it's $1,200. It sounds too good to be true, but when you run the slow flip model and you buy that for 40 full price and stick it out there for 1,200, you will get it. Because you're seller financing. Hey, go.
All right, then. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I told you I was going to be the liar. So Antonio, follow him on Instagram, by the way. Antonio is again, if you know